Alright, let's start this. This is a tutorial on how to translate Diablo 2 mod to your own language. Basically any mod. I'm using here the Project Diablo example for this. Alright, why would you want to do that? Well, I pretty much like the language that I use. It's Polish language. It has some quirks, but the overall font is quite nice, and I like to do something extra for the game I'm playing. Alright, let's try to see what the problem may be with a mod that hasn't got a translation to your language. Alright. Let's see the sorceress.
Dobrego dnia!
And the skill tree in Diablo 2 will have some weird elements to it. For example, here you can see that this skill hasn't got correct text in it, and even if there is no translation, even game can
Dobrego dnia!
break, for example like this. It's caused by non-existing strings that can be found in program's memory. Alright, what do we need to do to change this behavior? Well, first thing, we need some tools for the task at hand. Okay, here I've got some tools ready, and you can find them, of course, in the internet. So, first thing we need is the Mpq Archive Editor. There is a version of Mpq. This program has been up for a lot of years, and you can find it in many sites. I'm lately using Ladix Zezula's Mpq Editor. It's in the download section, and the newest version is 3.6.0.858. There are several languages to it already. So that's the first thing, Mpq Editor. Of course, we need to unpack this. Alright. And I'm using only the x64 version, so I'll remove it. And one thing that's also required with this Mpq Editor is the Mpq file list. And on this site, Ladix Zezula's site, you have a list files for various Mpq files that might be useful to you. Alright, let's search for this. Oh, here it is. I'll go and save this here. Alright, list files. And I've unpacked this all the list files that are there. These are list files for all the games that Blizzard released, probably all of them, or at least a huge chunk of them. All these games use the Mpq file format to archive files, and we need this to extract them. Alright, let's try to run this, and here you have it. Well, first things would be work directory and list files path we would need to adjust. I can go into the translate folder here and point list files to it. let's open Mpq file. It's in Project D2 folder, and basic file that we need to unpack is patch D2, and these mods often have files that can be unpacked. So here you will see that, and in the patch D2 directory there are some files that are unknown to. It's unknown what their name is and what their directory is, but there are some files that are known. And in the language section we can see all the files that are in TBL format that contain translations to our language. So English translation is of course the best prepared, and here it is. It has 3 files, and Polish translation has only 1 file, and that's the indicator what do we need to do. With Shift I can select multiple objects, and I would need to extract these 3 files. Alright, they should appear alright, yes. This work directory I would need to change also to the translate folder. Alright, maybe let's make this work. Alright, let's try this again. Extract the files, and now they will appear in the work folder in the correct subfolders, as you can see, and here we have the English version of them. Alright, we need our own language. I will use Polish in this instance. And now this patch string is I believe patch string from the original Diablo files, and so we would need all 3 of them. So we have to search in our Diablo 2 directory for these translation files. One of them will be in the data folder, I believe. Let's see. Not user interface, just language. Alright. And here it is, string tbl file. Extract this. Alright. And that file should go in here. And here it is. Alright. Other files are from the expansion. Here it is, patch string and expansion string. The patch string will be better off extracting patch string from the newest patch D2 Mpq. Alright, looks like some files aren't uncovered. Did I open the correct file? Yes, I did. Alright. Alright, and here is the newest patch string tbl file. These files overwrite older versions. So let's extract patch string. So we had to go through 3 different files to extract the correct tbl files. There are 3 of them. Alright. And for the time being, we can close the Mpq Archive Editor. Alright. Part 2. We need to somehow open these tbl files, and here is a program that I use to this. It's I won't find it this way. There is a site, Frozen Keep, that has some very handy tools to mod Diablo 2 game. And there is a knowledge base. If someone is new to the concept of modding Diablo, it's quite an extensive selection of various articles about how to modify a certain version of Diablo 2. But we're here for the download section, and in the tools section we have the string editing, and I prefer the PureTBL editor. Darkstorms is also quite good. It's up to your preference. Alright, let's assume we have this PureTBL editor uploaded. Alright, let's unzip it like so, and let's run it. And here it is. Here is the standard window of this program. Let's open the file. We have it in I've put it in the translate section, alright, and in the work folder. Alright, let's start with the string tbl file. As you can see, there are lots of strings in there. I'll start a new instance of PureTBL editor just to compare Polish and English files. Well, we basically need to search for the end, and as you can see, these files differ. Polish file doesn't have some of the text strings that are in the English version. So what I would suggest to do is find the it's case sensitive. Alright, and here we have it. There it is. There is the point where these files differ. TBL file is in the format of key and value. Key is the name of the string, and value is the translated string. So like you can see, on the left we have English versions, and on the right we have Polish versions, although not everything is translated, as you can see. Alright, so we've established that English file has additional text, and what I would suggest to do is to select like this the text, and you can export selected texts. Alright, where are we? Okay, we're in the correct place. Alright, so this is the file strings, right? Let's see. String, okay, string added, let's say. Alright, here we have it. Here is a collection of the files that have been of the strings that have been added, and now we need to add the same add them to our Polish version. Alright, so let's do that. We will import those added strings, and let's check it. Maybe find faster. We need to search for keys. And here we are. Here we are. No. I don't want to replace anything. As you can see, this process takes some time. Alright, let's go to the English version. And let's find our and this puppy key. Here we have it. And it looks like the values are added to this file. Alright, we can try to take a look. Alright, let's save this file as a string, but not to the English version, to the Polish version of this string. Alright, let's overwrite. And here we have one of those files translated. And let's try to see if it works at all. Well, we don't need the English version, so let's try to do this in a quick way. So I'll copy this folder, and we will go back to the Project D2 folder and paste it. Alright, we have it here. And now, what I would suggest is one more file to extract. Alright, one more file that I would suggest you extract. This is a file that governs the language that the game is started. And this file is in the oldest D2 data folder. And the file is called use. That's the one I would suggest you extract also. It's in data local folder. Extract this, and depending on the version of the game, you will this file will contain the correct code for your language that is used by the Diablo 2 game. Alright, here it is. So I've copied it also once more. And let's see if our efforts made any success. Alright. Alright then. Alright. Project D2 data folder is here. Language, English and Polish also. We have this added string. That's of course not necessary here. We can remove it without a problem. English version is also not necessary here. It's good to keep it in the work folder of the Zezula's editor, but in our case it's not required. And let's see if this works at all. How to check this? Well, we would need to create a new file that will start the game with the direct attribute. This direct attribute tells Diablo 2 to load files from the data folders, from the data folder that is inside the place where you run your batch file. Alright, let's save it in the correct place. It's where your Diablo 2 is installed, and the Project D2 runs there. I won't be too inventive with the name. Diablo.bat will do. Alright. So we have a simple command line directive. Run the game file and with the attribute direct. Alright. Let's try this. Alright. And we have some errors. Unfortunately, let's try to run the game directly. Alright. I've got the file d2 data opened in Ladix Mpq Editor, and this produces the halt error that you have seen in the background. One more thing I'll add here is the windowed attribute to capture the game window. Windowed attribute is not required, of course. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, here we have it. And let's try to take a look at this inventory. Skill tree, that's what it's called. And let's check our skills. And here you have the skills that I've started this tutorial with. This Lesser Hydra is already translated, although it doesn't have Polish touch to it. It's as it was exported from the English version and imported to the Polish TBL file. We can do one more thing, of course. Let's retranslate this. I would have to find it somewhere in here. It's lesser. I'm not sure if it's from the lesser evils. I'm on the English version here. Here is the Polish version. Let's try here. Let's try here. Oh, here we have Lesser Hydra. I'll translate this. Translate this name, alright? And let's save it as the string tbl file. Alright. Alright. Do this one more time, just to make sure. And now this file from the Polish part, it is local lng Polish. Alright. We can copy this file. Let's make it so. Copy this file. We're still in translate folder. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Alright. We have it copied over. And let's run the game once more. And now we will see that the text is changed to the one we wrote just a second ago. And of course, this is just the beginning. One would have to go through all of the text in here and change them to corresponding texts of their own native language. And do so with all three files. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. There are two more files to go through, and they have the same basic principle. Extract missing keys and values from their corresponding English version file, for example. Oh, here we have that you don't have any files to extract. That's really nice. That's really nice. But that's Polish version. Not so fast. Not so fast. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we have just a few entries. Just a handful, and that's you would have to also do this with this last one, patch string tbl. Patch string tbl. You would also have to look at the end, and here are some differences. There are many more strings to go, and once you do all three files, you would have translated all the strings that are displayed in here. Let's check the Necromancer if he is already fixed somehow, that it doesn't crash.
Dobrego dnia!
And here it is. Necromancer doesn't crash on the skill tree. So here we have our efforts have helped a lot. All right, that's it for today. Hope you've enjoyed it, and happy translating.